President Biden is heading to Michigan today, where he's expected to meet with members of the United Auto Workers, including the union's president, Shawn Fain. The group just endorsed President Biden last week. Meanwhile, President Trump met with the Teamsters leadership yesterday in a bid to gain that union's endorsement, something Biden won back in 2020. After the meeting, Trump told reporters he thinks there's a good chance he will earn their support this time around. But Teamsters President Sean O'Brien was a little more measured in his reaction.
There's a lot of due diligence that needs to be done. There's a lot of boxes that need to be checked. We've got a long way to go before we make a decision. There's no doubt about there is union support for President Trump, and there's always union support for President Biden. Look, regardless, President Biden has done a lot of good work for union members. I mean, he fixed 300 pension funds that were on the verge of being insolvent, created a lot of jobs, CHIPS Act, and a lot of issues that are important to us. But like I've stated before, what you've done in the past doesn't guarantee you a future with us. We want to know what you're going to do for our members moving forward.
So, Mike, it's interesting that here we have Joe Biden being the most pro-union president in a generation, maybe, and doing so many things while you had Donald Trump working nonstop, undercutting unions, undercutting the board, undercutting laws that would help them out. And at the same time, there is a friction in there because a lot of union members have been voting Republican for a long time.
There's no doubt about that, Joe. There's no doubt about it, no matter what union you're talking about. But with regard to the Teamsters, when Sean O'Brien says they haven't done their due diligence yet, their due diligence will show and prove exactly what you just referred to. Donald Trump has led a lifetime being anti-labor at every level. At every level. I mean, Reverend Al, you know this better than most of us sitting here because you've lived in New York all your life. You've witnessed what he's done to unions and building trades unions, construction unions, things like that.
And he took a lot of pride in it. I mean, we're not talking about someone that wanted to quietly sidestep it. He'd brag about he was not going to do certain things with unions. He'd brag about how he didn't deal with labor, what he would call trying to intimidate him. He was the tough guy. I can stand up. You guys ought to be like me. And for him now to try to recast himself in any way pro-labor is ridiculous.
And that's it. What you just said. He proves, he stands up and says, I'm the tough guy.
Right.
He's not a tough guy, but a lot of union members, to your point, Joe, think he's a tough guy because they see him acting like a tough guy.
Well, but
it's an act.
Yeah, they see that act. They don't see what he's doing with the NTSB board. They don't see what he's doing on union activities, things that really matter. They certainly saw what Joe Biden did during the auto workers strike. But, Caddy, obviously, these are going to be key endorsements. If you look at the states that are going to be mattering the most, it's going to be Pennsylvania, going to be Michigan, and it's going to be Wisconsin. I mean, those are the states that are going to be the heart of this contest.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Teamsters represent 1.3 million American workers, and many of them are going to be in those Rust Belt states. If Biden wins Wisconsin and Michigan, and Pennsylvania, he's cruising to victory in the election. I think there's a big difference between 2024 and 2016 when union workers helped win Donald Trump the White House, and that's China. I mean, U.S. companies are just not offshoring their jobs to China anymore in the way that they were before the 2016 election. And so the potency of that argument, I think, has diminished significantly. That was the argument I heard from union workers in 2016 about why they were switching. They could cite me chapter and verse on how China was breaking WTO rules. China's not the big player anymore in terms of American labor arguments. And I don't think in 2024 it's going to have the same resonance with union workers.